This is Las Vegas, or at least what's left of it. The streets are empty, the shops are silent. And the mayor? She's practically begging for help from Canada. What happens when the city of neon lights and billion-dollar casinos goes eerily quiet? For decades, Las Vegas has been known as a global playground, the kind of place where lights never turn off, clubs never close, and money never stops moving. But if you were to walk down the strip today, you wouldn't see the spectacle you're used to. You'd see silence. You'd see store clerks with no customers, bellhops waiting for guests that never arrived, and entire blocks of luxury retail sitting dead. And while the economy plays a role, the most surprising twist in this story is who Vegas is begging for help. Not New Yorkers, not Europeans, Canadians. Yes, the mayor of Las Vegas literally went on camera and pleaded with Canadian tourists to come back. We love the Canadians and we want them to come back and enjoy Las Vegas. Please come. We love you, we need you, and we miss you. This isn't just a tourism story. It's a political, economic, and cultural wake-up call. Because one of America's most iconic cities is collapsing under pressure. And the world is watching. To understand what's really happening here, we need to zoom out. Since the global pandemic, the world of tourism has shifted dramatically. Borders closed, consumer confidence dropped, and airline prices skyrocketed. For a while, it made sense. Health concerns, economic uncertainty, and logistical nightmares kept millions from traveling. But here's the thing. Most of the world has started bouncing back. Travel to Europe, Asia, and even parts of South America has rebounded. But in the United States, international travel is still lagging behind. Why? Because America's problems run deeper than just the price of plane tickets. There's something more fundamental happening here, a breakdown in how the US is perceived around the world. And nowhere is that shift more visible than in Las Vegas. Las Vegas doesn't survive on local residents. It survives on tourists. Everything, from the glittering casinos and luxury hotels to the three-star buffets and flashy convenience stores, is built for outsiders. The city gets over 40 million visitors a year, and they don't come for the weather. They come to spend. High rollers from Asia, bachelor parties from New Jersey, European tourists on their first trip to the States, and critically, Canadian snowbirds are escaping the chill. Without that traffic, Las Vegas doesn't just slow down, it dies. The signs are everywhere. Retail icons like Gucci and Tiffany & Co. now sit virtually empty. Entire sections of the Strip look like the opening scene of a post-apocalyptic film. And it's not just dramatic, it's dangerous. Because when a city this dependent on foot traffic goes dry, everyone suffers. Bartenders, valets, casino hosts, concierge staff, retail clerks, tour guides, hotel cleaners. All of them, waiting, watching, wondering when the next guest will walk through the door. Thousands of jobs, all vanishing in slow motion. And while some people might blame inflation or high travel costs, there's one group that's missing more than any other. Canadians have long been some of the most loyal visitors to Las Vegas. Whether it's a long weekend from Vancouver or a snowbird escape from Toronto, Vegas has always been Canada's second home. The flight's short, the dollar stretches, and the entertainment is unmatched. In 2024, Canada was the #1 source of inbound international tourism to the United States. Let that sink in. Not China, not the UK, not Japan, Canada. 20.4 million Canadians crossed the border to vacation in the US, spending over $25 billion at American hotels, restaurants, shops, and tourist attractions. And Vegas got a huge chunk of that. But now, that pipeline has slowed to a trickle, and the impact is massive. So what changed? The short answer? Politics. It started with tariffs. Then came the rhetoric. Then the travel warnings. And slowly but surely, Canadians began choosing other destinations, Mexico, Europe, domestic travel, over coming to the US. According to a recent Longwoods International survey, 60% of Canadian adults say they're unlikely to travel to the US this year. Over 1/3 have already canceled trips they had planned. Not because of COVID, not because of cost, because of politics. From MAGA-branded nationalism to aggressive trade policies, Canadians are feeling alienated, even insulted, by a country they once saw as a friendly neighbor. And they're fighting back the only way that truly matters, with their wallets. boycotts, cancellations, public pledges to avoid American-made products and destinations. One Canadian put it bluntly, "We're not going to buy American, we're not going to travel there. We're not giving our money to a country that treats us like that." This isn't just about policy, it's about pride. And Vegas is caught in the crossfire. Here's the thing most people forget. Las Vegas isn't just a city. It's a brand, a fantasy. It sells an idea of freedom, indulgence, excess, and escape. And for that fantasy to work, you need people to believe in it. You need the rest of the world to see Vegas as the ultimate destination. But when your hotels are empty, when your stores are barren, when even your mayor is pleading on camera, the illusion starts to break. Vegas is built on vibes, and right now, the vibe is desperation. This isn't just an economic dip, it's an existential threat to what Vegas represents. Because if people stop seeing it as glamorous and start seeing it as a ghost town, the brand is gone, the magic is gone, and soon, the visitors are gone too. If you talk to the locals, you'll hear the same story over and over again. It's not just that Vegas is slower than usual, it's empty. A bartender who's worked on the Strip for over a decade said this, "I used to pull double shifts and still have a wait list of people wanting to take my spot. Now, I'm lucky if I get 4 tables the entire night." A retail employee at a luxury outlet said, "We're getting hours cut. Nobody's shopping. I stand at the door for 6 hours and maybe get 5 people all day." One viral clip shows someone walking through the Wynn, one of Vegas's most prestigious hotels, and it looks like a movie set after the cast left. Entire corridors are silent, tables unset, staff standing idly, waiting for guests who never show up. Even the notoriously chaotic tourist traps like the Bellagio fountains and Caesar's Forum shops feel frozen in time, like someone pressed pause on the city. And here's the twist. It's not that people don't want to come to Vegas. It's that they don't want to come to America. This part is crucial. Canadians aren't just quietly skipping trips. They're doing it loudly. They're making videos, writing blog posts, launching hashtags, turning a personal decision into a public statement. And that matters. Because historically, Canada has been the polite, go-along neighbor, friendly, dependable, low drama. But now, that politeness has a sharp edge, and Vegas is feeling the cut. The mayor isn't begging French tourists. She's not pleading with the Japanese. She's specifically calling out to Canada. Because losing Canadian tourism isn't just a financial hit, it's a cultural fracture. It's the moment America realizes that its closest friend isn't picking up the phone. Canada was always our fallback, the loyal customer, the guaranteed revenue stream. We never thought we'd have to win them back, said one Vegas official. That's the scary part. When even the friendliest ally turns cold, it's no longer about one city. It's about national reputation, and that reputation is in free fall. Let's rewind to the moment this video exploded. The mayor of Las Vegas appears in front of the camera, looking composed but clearly desperate. "We love Canadians. We want them to come back. We need you. We miss you." It wasn't a generic political statement. It was a plea. You could feel the weight in her voice. Not just as a civic leader, but as someone watching her city unravel, shop by shop, hotel by hotel. And it wasn't just embarrassing. It was revealing. Because in that moment, the mask came off. All the branding, all the bluster, all the sparkle, stripped away to show a city begging to be noticed, begging for forgiveness, begging for dollars. It was raw. And it worked. The clip went viral. Canadians noticed. The comments flooded in, some supportive, others furious. And all of it proved one thing. Canada holds the power card, and Vegas knows it. So now we have to ask the question, is there a path forward? Can the US, or Vegas at least, repair the trust that's been broken? It's not as simple as offering discounts or rolling out the red carpet. Canadians aren't staying away because of the price of coffee. They're staying away because they feel disrespected, dismissed, exploited. This isn't a customer service issue. It's a relationship issue. And like any relationship that's been damaged, it requires effort, humility, and time. Vegas might be the first city to publicly apologize, but it won't be the last. Because if international visitors continue turning away, other cities will have no choice but to follow suit. New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Orlando. Tourism isn't just about marketing, it's about perception. And right now, America's perception abroad is costing it billions. The only question is, will anyone in power notice before it's too late? Let's zoom out again. This isn't just about Las Vegas. It's about how the world sees America. For decades, the U.S. was the dream destination, the cultural capital, the symbol of opportunity and excitement. But today, that image is cracked. From travel boycotts to diplomatic tensions, from MAGA branding to isolationist policies, the U.S. has shifted from world leader to cautionary tale in the eyes of many. And while that might sound dramatic, remember, reputations don't collapse overnight. They erode, piece by piece. One insult, one tweet, one tariff at a time, until eventually even your closest allies quietly walk away. Vegas is just the first to feel it, but the rest of the country won't be far behind. To truly grasp why Vegas is suffering, you need to understand the relationship between the United States and Canada. For most of modern history, Canada has been more than just a neighbor. It's been a trusted partner. Trade, tourism, defense, culture. The two nations have operated like best friends, sharing a really long backyard. But in the last few years, that friendship has frayed. When former President Donald Trump slapped tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, it wasn't just about economics. It felt personal. Canadians didn't just disagree with the policy, they felt insulted, betrayed. Add to that the rhetoric around trade imbalances, public digs at Canadian leaders, and repeated threats of retaliation, and suddenly you've got a nation that feels like its loyalty was taken for granted. The backlash wasn't loud, but it was deliberate. Quiet withdrawals, canceled bookings, a slow freeze in cultural connection, and Las Vegas, as the most entertainment-dependent city in the U.S., was destined to feel the chill first. Most people think of a boycott as something big and loud, a protest, a strike, a viral movement. But what's happening here is more subtle, more psychological. This is a soft boycott. Millions of individual Canadians simply choosing to take their vacations somewhere else. No fanfare, no press release. Just a quiet decision made around kitchen tables and in travel agencies across the country. Not this year, not to America. And that's what makes it so powerful. Because a soft boycott doesn't just vanish when the headlines fade. It becomes a habit. It reshapes behavior. It changes culture. Vegas can slash prices. Hotels can offer free upgrades. But if people don't feel welcome, they won't come. This is about more than deals. It's about dignity. And the longer that feeling festers, the harder it becomes to reverse. This isn't just a Canada versus America story. Other nations are watching, and they're taking notes. When a country like Canada, one of the most historically pro-American allies, starts pulling back, that sends a message. To Europe, to Mexico, to Japan, to the entire global tourism market. If America can alienate its best friend, what hope is there for everyone else? That's why this moment matters. Because what's happening to Vegas today could happen to Disney World tomorrow, or Times Square next month, or Miami Beach next year. The dominoes have already started falling. The big casinos will survive, at least for a while. They've got reserves, investors, and global branding. But it's the local shops, the mom-and-pop restaurants, the independent performers, they're the ones drowning. A Canadian travel blog recently quoted a Las Vegas showrunner who said, "We used to get 2 full rows of Canadian tourists every weekend. Now, we're lucky to fill 5 seats." Hotel booking data shows sharp drops in midweek occupancy rates, a clear sign that casual international tourism is drying up. And while domestic travel can cover some of the gap, it's not enough, not even close. Canadians stay longer, spend more, and come back more often. Losing them isn't a dip, it's a drought. Perhaps the most baffling part of this whole story: the silence. No federal response, no national tourism campaign to rebuild relationships. No acknowledgement that American diplomacy is affecting Main Street economics. It's as if Washington hasn't noticed that the lights are dimming in its most famous entertainment hub. The mayor of Vegas is out here doing PR damage control solo. One of the most iconic American cities is begging for help. And yet, the leadership that caused the fracture isn't lifting a finger to fix it. And that silence is deafening, because it sends a clear message to other cities. You're on your own. So now we stand at a crossroads. This could be the moment the U.S. starts to rebuild. Apologize. Reconnect. Reinvest in international goodwill. Or, this could be the moment the slide becomes a spiral. Because here's the thing about tourism. Once you lose trust, it's hard to buy it back. You can't just run ads and hope people forget. You have to earn their return. Las Vegas has always been about reinvention, about bouncing back, about turning crisis into spectacle. But this time, the enemy isn't a recession. It's not a pandemic. It's not a competition. It's perception. It's relationships. It's politics. And that's a much harder fight to win. Let's speak directly for a second. Not just to Vegas, but to every American city that relies on global visitors. You cannot build an economy on hospitality and simultaneously alienate the people you need to welcome. Las Vegas, for all its lights and glamour, exists because people believe in it. They believe in the experience, the escape, the dream. But when political tension poisons the well, when your allies feel dismissed and degraded, the magic disappears. And the damage isn't just economic, it's emotional. Because for Canadians, Vegas wasn't just a destination. It was a tradition, a rite of passage, a place where memories were made, bachelorettes, anniversaries, bucket list trips. That emotional connection is what fueled tourism for decades, and it's slipping away. Here's the truth. You can't separate politics from perception. For years, leaders have told voters that international relationships don't matter, that America can go it alone, that tariffs and isolation are tools of strength. But strength without diplomacy is just noise. And when the world starts tuning out that noise, cities like Vegas, not Washington, not Wall Street, are the first to suffer. This is the cost of short-term wins over long-term relationships. And it's playing out in real time on the quiet streets of the Las Vegas Strip. But here's the hopeful part. Vegas can recover, not through desperation, not through begging, but through reconnection. Start with respect. Acknowledge what was lost. Rebuild the narrative, not with ads, but with actions. Make it known that Canadian travelers are valued, not just for their dollars, but for their loyalty, for the role they've played in keeping this city alive for decades. Because if Vegas wants to reclaim its crown, it needs to remember what made it special in the first place. People. And those people, especially the ones north of the border, are watching. So here we are. Las Vegas is hurting. The lights are still on, but the heartbeat? It's fading. And as surreal as it sounds, the fate of Sin City may rest in the hands of Canadians. Of snowbirds and students and business travelers who are quietly saying, not this time. This isn't just about tourism. It's about truth. Because when you chase isolation, when you treat allies like afterthoughts, you don't just lose trade. You lose trust. So here's the question. Will Vegas be the wake-up call? Or just the first domino? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're Canadian. Would you visit Vegas right now? Why or why not? If this story hit home, like the video, share it, and subscribe for more breakdowns on how politics, economics, and culture intersect in real life. And hey, YouTube thinks you'll like this video right here, where we explore how travel boycotts are quietly reshaping the global economy. Click it. It's wild.